Hey. So we're going to talk today about hormones and female bodies, and there will be some talk that maybe if you have minors, have them step out of the room. So because we are going to discuss sex today and how our bodies work and function individually. So I have birthed 7 children, and so everything has been turned upside down, inside out, you name it. Multiple times. And I learned that if I am on my cycle, Progestins Plus is what I absolutely need to eat, sleep, and breathe. Several years ago, I talked to a girl and she told me all about a book called Libido. I highly recommend it. It's going to talk about balance between you and your partner, so that like literally the whole idea of that book is to balance each person's hormones so that his libido isn't this much higher than yours and hers isn't this much higher than his. Like just literally it's all things balance in the hormones. So for me, my magic pill is to have this. I use this every day when I'm on my cycle. When I'm not on my cycle, I have a little blend that I've made up in a bottle, and I have geranium oil in it. I have rose oil in it, and I have scleressence. Those 3 together I put on the inside of my ankle every day of the month that I'm not on my cycle.
And the inside of your ankle is your female VitaFlex point.
Yeah, so if you go get a massage, if you go to a reflexologist, they're going to massage the inside of your ankle. That's why, like, if you're pregnant, you can't go get a pedicure because they can actually massage and it affects
sending you into labor, basically.
It can.
Yeah.
I use these in this order because my husband says that sometimes we have difficulty, the body has difficulty regulating itself. So there are certain things that need to happen during sex in order for it to be pleasurable. And without these products, sandpaper, y'all. That's just it. Sandpaper. I wanted to be so good at this, but no, it's sandpaper. So this...
Don't cross your legs or we might get a spark.
It's so painful. And that, you can't walk like that. You can't sit like that. So I've learned that in order to have good sex, in order just to have a good mood, in order to feel good for me, this is my magic pill. Now, I will say, with each child I've had, and each child that I've breastfed, whether it was a boy, because there's more testosterone, whether it was a girl, there was less, like it's changed. But me, I am, for the first time, I'm 3 years out from having a child, and I will never have another one again. So that's super cool. And don't say, oh, you don't know that. No,
I do.
I actually do.
We will help you make sure of that.
Thank you.
We just love you that much.
I think the last 4 were your last one, though.
This is actually not possible. So, for me, this is what I use. I am almost 40, so my hormones have absolutely been changing. I've noticed that this reduces it reduces my anxiety. It also, since it's balancing, the more I use the Progestins during my cycle, the less I get cravings. Like I used to get super, super heavy cravings for chocolate, and my husband would literally just like throw chocolate into the room. And he doesn't even have to throw chocolate into the room. Now he throws bottles of this constantly. But Progestins for me on my cycle, scleressence, geranium, and rose oil when I'm not on my cycle. So tell us, at 65? What do you use?
I am the middle one. She is younger, but I'm not 65 yet, Teresa.
I'm a lot younger.
She's a lot younger. She's a lot younger, but doesn't mean she has better sex. Let me just assure you that. I actually don't know how her sex is, and I really don't want to know.
We'll talk about that later.
I really don't want to know. Sorry, kids. So I did turn 50 this year, and there are things that are changing and shifting in your body when you turn 50. Oh, there's a whole topic we could go into. The weight doesn't come off like it used to. You just, all kinds of things. For the most part, I'm not hit menopause yet, so I still have a cycle. So a lot of things have not changed for me yet that a lot of premenopausal and postmenopausal women are experiencing. But I think for me,
so you still can get pregnant.
I still can.
Okay.
Nothing's happened to fix that. So let's just make sure that doesn't happen. However, that threw me off. Well, that is scary. A very scary thought. For me, though, sex, because so much baggage was brought into my marriage emotionally attached to sex, that it took me, I've been married to the same man for 27 years almost, and it took me probably 25 years to figure that all out. And I think the biggest thing for me is learning how to be present in the moment, relaxing enough to really enjoy intimacy with my husband, preparing myself emotionally and mentally for that day. We don't have little kids at home anymore, so we don't really have to worry about juggling schedules and stuff like that. But I have to be all there emotionally. And so there's some things that really, really work for me. These are just a sampling. So many of the oils. The oils are so powerful because when you smell them, they go to the limbic system of the brain. And that is where all your emotions are started and created and stored. That's where your memories are stored. And so if you have issues with sex, if you have had unhealthy sex in your life previously or unwanted sex in your life, then you're going to have some emotional hang-ups with that. So it's really important to have your mind in the right space. But Calm CBD that Teresa just put on, this is a fantastic one. Peace and calming. Valor for courage, because sometimes we just need a little extra courage. People ask you how I use it. I just get it all over me. I mean, wherever I want to put it. Now, the little bottle that's obviously missing, that is really one of the reasons that made my husband go, what happened to Young Living? Yes, like he couldn't even get the word. Does everybody know about this oil? Like, what did you just use? Like, he was in awe. Like, holy crap, what was that? Sensation oil. Okay, so we have Sensation Massage Oil. I'd rather go for the full-fledged Sensation Oil. It comes in a little pink bottle like this. Put it on you. It
smells divine, too.
It smells so good. Ylang-ylang, it's just kind of florally. It's romantic. But people ask me, well, what do you do with it? I put it where I want it. And they're like, well, like between your inner thighs? No, I put it right where I want it.
Put your hands back on the table.
Just a drop or two right there. And I will do that as soon as I get out of the bathtub. And I think by now he kind of knows the smell of Sensation Oil. And he's like, woo, okay.
I know what's happening.
I know what's happening. I know people are smelling a lang, and they're like, oh, it smells so good. I'm like, it just smells like sex to me.
So if you smell like sensation, we know what you can do.
You do. That's the only time I'm going to smell like Sensation Oil.
I can't breathe.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Teresa.
There's that. So anyway, Sensation Oil, get you some. And don't compare to other people. I'm not going to ask you how many times a week you're having sex, how many times a week you're having sex, because comparison's the root of all evil,
and also
really.
comparing what you're using. We're
Yeah.
we're different blood types, we're different ages, we're different people. So you literally, I highly recommend Lucy Libido.
Yeah.
Like, figure out what your body needs, and then boom. Go ahead.
Do you still have sex?
I mean, you're old.
This is my daughter, and she doesn't want to know all the details. But yes, this is from our view at this age, and this age. And I will tell you, if sex in your 60s is not better than it was in your 30s and 40s, then there's a problem.
You're so close to good sex.
I am so close
telling
to
you.
good sex.
And people think, oh, this isn't going to get better. This is really weird. But I hope if you're 35, if you're 39, if you're 50, that you are excited that sex just doesn't get worse. It gets better. It doesn't diminish. It should not.
If you're intentional about it, right?
If it does, there is a physical, emotional, or mental issue. Mm-hmm. So I have these products here that will help anyone of an older age group. I have some Nisha because you're going to need stamina. I have some
This is
Nitro.
what she calls foreplay.
This is a 65-year-old foreplay.
You call it what you want to. When you're 64, I hope you're having good sex. This is sulfrazine because you're going to need some support. You're going to need your body to be in good shape. And Agiles. But here are some oils. Copaiba. Copaiba is great. Is a great oil. It helps so many things. It just I'm trying to be compliant. It really is a good oil. So just use it every day.
It's going to support all of the things in there that are important to be supported at this age. If things are loose, it's going to support it.
Shutron. Every man should have some Shutron. It supports the libido. Aroma Life.
Oh, I never heard about Aroma Life.
Blood pressure.
Wow.
Mr.
Circulation.
This is called Mr. Oil. These are for men. These two were actually developed for men. And if your husband is older, he's going to need support in lots of areas. So if you don't have good sex in your 60s, then there are things that you need to do to take care of that emotionally, mentally, or physically. Now for me, I use this too, but I use it every single day. 5 drops in the morning and 5 drops in the evening.
Where do you put it?
I actually mix it with my cream, my face cream, and I rub it all over my face because it supports the skin so well, and I get the hormones from it. Dana mentioned the oils that she uses every day, the blend, the geranium, rose, and sclerescence. That is perfect on the inside of your ankles because you don't want to be like sandpaper. You want to be very comfortable during that time. So we want to tell you from every viewpoint, you should be able to enjoy good sex at every age.